This is Bay Area Sports Weekly, San Francisco 49ers report. Well, on Sunday, the streak finally ended. The Lambeau jinx finally ended for your San Francisco 49ers as the Niners defense smothered Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers offense for most of the game that made one last stand to stop a late rally as the 49ers, your 49ers, defeated the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau by a score of 30-22. The Niners took a 16-point lead into the fourth quarter, then twice let Aaron Rodgers and the Packers cut the lead to 8. But the Niners defense held firm on a potential game-tying drive in the final minutes. Facing Green Bay, the team that lost to only one game, lost one game during last year. They already matched last year's total in 2011. It was tough road test for the start for the season for the 49ers. But San Francisco got their boost just before halftime when veteran kicker David Akers kicked a 63-yard field goal that bounced off the crossbar and then kept going through the uprights to tie the NFL record. Now, David Akers, and by the way, that also, if I think we hadn't got confirmed yet, but that is a new San Francisco all-time franchise record for the longest 49 field goal in 49ers history, set by David Akers. He will now join a list of elite to share that record. He joins Tom Dempsey, who kicked the 63, set the original record back in 1970, a 63-yard field goal. Jason Elam did it for the Denver Broncos back in 1998. Then more recently, last year, Sebastian Janakowski hit a 63-yard field goal on Monday Night Football against the Denver Broncos. And now David Akers hits a 63-yard field goal. So the Niners appear to be cruising in the victory early in the fourth quarter when Randall Cobb gave the Packers a chance with a 75-yard punt return for a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, cut the lead to 8, 23-15 in the fourth quarter. But Rodgers threw an interception to Niners linebacker Navarro Bowman, and Frank Gore ran for a 23-yard touchdown. Rodgers answered with a drive with a 10-yard throwing touchdown to James Jones. With the clock near the 4-minute mark, a sack by Clay Matthews helped force a punt. Then the Packers took over at their own 16-yard line with 3 minutes and 37 seconds left and no timeouts. Rodgers steadily marched the Packers down the field, but Ahmad Brooks sacked Rodgers facing a 4th and 10 near at midfield. Rodgers threw a deep pass to Jordy Nelson, but the ball fell incomplete. Alex Smith was 20 out of 26 for 211 yards and 2 touchdowns. Frank Gore rushed for 112 yards, including his 1 touchdown. Randy Moss scored on a 14-yard touchdown reception. He now has more touchdowns than any against the opponent has more touchdowns against the Green Bay Packers. That's his 14th career touchdown against Green Bay. You know, Randy Moss has always killed the Packers over the years. A familiar and painful sight for Packer fans. Rodgers finished 30 out of 44 for 300 yards with 2 touchdowns and an interception, but the 49ers held him in check until late in the game. Jermichael Finley had a 1-yard touchdown for the Packers. The replacement officials called 18 penalties, some of them were questionable, drawing animated complaints from both sidelines. With the Niners leading 3-0, Smith found Moss wide open in the end zone. Early in the second quarter, Moss turned his back to the crowd and pointed at his jersey, opting for more subdued celebration than the now notorious fake mooning motion made towards the fans during the Lambeau League through his Minnesota Viking days. Akers hit his 3 field goals in the first half, including a 63-yarder, as time ran out for a 16-7 halftime lead. As Akers held up his arms and celebrated, and perhaps in disbelief. Smith and the 49ers carved up the Packers defense, and the second half, Smith threw a 20-yard strike to Michael Crabtree, Gore running for 21 yards, and Smith hitting for Vernon Davis for a 29-yard game to set up a 1st and goal at the 9. Kendall Hunter had a pair of touchdowns taken off the board when replay review stepped out Hunter Smith stepped out of bounds. Smith threw a dart to Davis on a 3rd and goal for the Packers 23-7 lead. So with the win, the 49ers a big victory. By the way, their first victory in Green Bay. It snaps an 8-game losing streak to the Green Bay Packers. and that's just only their second victory over the Green Bay Packers, only their second in the last 17 games. Of course, the only other win they've beaten their first regular season win against the Packers, their first in Green Bay since November 4th of 1990, when the Niners defeated the Green Bay Packers by a score of 24-20, when Joe Montana was the quarterback, and when it was the George Bush Senior administration that year. And one of the top singles top hits of 1990 was "You Can't Touch This" by MC Hammer, was the top of the Billboard rap and dance charts back in 1990. So the Niners, only their second win against the Packers in the last 17 meetings. This all including back to 1996, January of 96, in the 95 NFC Divisional Playoff game. So this was a long time going for San Francisco fans. The Niners improved their record of 1-0. The Packers dropped their record of 0-1. The Packers will be back in action to take on They will go on and take on the Chicago Bears for Thursday Night Football, which will be aired on NFL Network in Week 2. That's a big divisional game. It will be at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. They now trail the Chicago Bears by 1 game in the NFC North, while the Niners are 1-0 and a good start. They will be back in action to take on the Detroit Lions, the boys from Motown. The Lions, Megatron, Calvin Johnson, and quarterback Matthew Stafford, and the Detroit Lions will be coming to Candlestick Park for the Niners home opener. They'll take on the Detroit Lions 1 week from Sunday night. That game will be aired on NBC 11 in the Bay Area, on local national televised Sunday Night Football on NBC. Your announcers of that game will be Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, and the sideline reporting will be by Michelle Tafoya and Bob Costas. And also you can hear the game on KGO Radio 810 as Ted Robinson and former Super Bowl champion, 2-time Pro Bowler Eric Davis will give you the play-by-play and the call the action of the game. For these games will be sold out. All the season tickets are sold out for the season. But if you want to check out for any extra additional tickets, you can go to 49ers.com or StubHub.com to check out for any of the games next Sunday night or any other 49ers home games. Bay Area Sports Weekly 49ers Report has been sponsored by Metro PCS for unlimited minutes and unlimited service. Metro PCS, the official phone of BayAreaSportsWeekly.com. Reporting from Momo's in downtown San Francisco, the final score: your San Francisco 49ers 30 and the Green Bay Packers 22. BayAreaSportsWeekly.com is a 24-hour news service for all the latest sports scores on Niners, Giants, and breaking news. Bay Area Sports Weekly is your 24-hour news service, the innovator in bringing you the best sports information in the Bay Area.